Yeah, we back. We back. Now, today's video is going to be a follow-up video to, the series of videos I've been talking about the United States military getting kicked out of Niger. Now, as with anything, when the French got kicked out of Burkina Faso and Mali, they actually decided to relocate their operations to Niger. Now, unfortunately for the French, the government in Niger was overthrown by the military, and shortly after, the French were kicked out of Niger as well. But now it seems that the United States is following a similar game plan. They've realized that they've been kicked out of Niger, they've accepted it, and they've decided to come to terms with it. They understand that the government in place does not want to play ball, so they are now looking to the neighbors in the surrounding regions. And it seems that they have an eye on Ivory Coast. Now, if you watch my previous videos, then you already know how I feel about Ivory Coast. You know, I love my brothers in Ivory Coast, got no problem with the citizens of Ivory Coast. The government of Ivory Coast, on the other hand, shameful. Shameful. In the pocket of the Western powers, in the pocket of the Western corporations, in the pocket of the multinationals. When it comes to the president of Ivory Coast, President Alassane Ouattara, the man is married to a white French woman. Shit, he probably has a mansion somewhere in Paris. We already know what time it is when it comes to President Alassane Ouattara. The man would probably sell out the entire African continent just to have access to an American or a French visa. That's the type of mentality we're dealing with when it comes to President Alassane Ouattara. As it stands right now, it seems that the United States is planning to relocate their military base to a neighboring country that is willing to play ball and be a key Western ally. And it seems that Ivory Coast is in a prime position to take that place. Now, take a look up on the screen. As you can see, General Michael Langley, top-ranking American Marine, big dog status in the American military, to the left, meeting with President Alassane Ouattara to the right. And as you can see, I don't know what they were discussing in this meeting, but General Michael Langley looks very excited. General Langley looks very happy. It looks like American interests are being secured, on behalf of Ivory Coast. That's what it seems like. General Langley smiling like a kid on Christmas. He's smiling like he just found $100 on the floor. It seems like, the discussions were very productive. Me personally, I've never seen General Michael Langley smile this hard. In fact, I've never seen him smile at all. But it seems that the American government has found a head of state in the region that's willing to play ball. And I wouldn't be surprised if a military base, if a drone base or whatever ends up being installed on the territory of Ivory Coast. And unlike the other heads of state in the region, such as in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, somebody like President Alassane Ouattara, it doesn't take much to get him to cooperate. You could just, they could probably cut him a check for like $5 million, or they could, give his kids some scholarships, give his family some, offshore bank accounts or some shit like that, or lavish gifts. Or, to be honest, the United States doesn't even have to spend no money. All they have to do is just shower him in the media and praise him in the media. For some guys, that's all it takes. When you see guys like Alassane Ouattara, you'll see the Western media, they call them things like, oh, this leader is a model of democracy. He's a strategic partner. He's a champion of reform. He's a defender of freedom. He's a key ally. He's an economic visionary. Listen, they're going to shower him in the Western media. Oh man, Alassane Ouattara, the greatest leader since Mandela. Oh man, Alassane Ouattara, the greatest since Martin Luther King. This is the type of shit the Western media be doing, man. I'm telling you, they gonna call Ibrahim Traore a dictator, but they gonna call Alassane Ouattara, oh man, a model of democracy, a defender of freedom, a defender of human rights. It's a joke, man. It's crazy, but that's the games they play. And I'm telling you, for some leaders like Alassane Ouattara, that's all it takes. Just shower him in the media. Just praise him in the media. He'll sell the whole fucking country. Anyways, man, let's get into it, man. Take a look up on the screen. The United States is still talking with Niger about the withdrawal of 1,000 American military personnel, and decisions will be announced in the coming weeks, the United States AFRICOM commander said on Monday. That's General Langley. We still realize there is a threat out there on the northern borders, Langley said after meeting with Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara. The general also spoke of the future of partnership between Ivory Coast and the United States, in this case AFRICOM, and how to deepen security and civil society aspects of it. AKA, we just got kicked out of Niger. They just sent us the eviction notice. Now we gotta, we homeless right now. We need to set up shop. Can we sleep on the couch? That's basically what they doing. They basically couch surfing right now. They got evicted out of Niger. So now they're like, listen, bro, they knocking on doors right now. hey man, could we sleep on the couch? Could we stay over here with you, bro? You know, they kicked us out over there. You know, can we stay over here? You know, they're knocking on doors, but it seems like don't be surprised when a military base, a military installation gets, you know, established in Ivory Coast. Let's continue. Decisions will be made public in the coming weeks, according to the Africa Command Chief, General Langley. That's what he said in the capital city of Ivory Coast. Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This brother said, General Chiani, that's the president of Niger, refused to meet the entire American delegation that went down to Niger, among whom was General Michael Langley. But President Ouattara of Ivory Coast received him. Hey, like I told you, man, President Ouattara, listen, he'll sell the entire African continent away just for, you know, a steak dinner. He'll sell the whole country away, you know, for a visa. He'll sell the whole country away for his kids to have a scholarship. He'll sell the whole country away just to have a condo in Paris. He'll sell the whole country away, listen, for a discount price, a discount rate. You know, he'll sell the whole country away just to be praised in the Western media. You know what I mean? These type of men, we got to get rid of these type of black men. You know, these type of black men is what's holding us back from reaching our full potential, reaching our former glory, reaching our true heights of power. Because they collaborate with those who work and, you know, connive and plot against us. So, you know, when you have these guys walking around, you know, with their white women and shit like that, you know, it's just, you know, we got to keep an eye on them boys, man. Anyway, let's continue. This person said, in terms of protocol, he was right. Why would a head of state be made to meet with some military commander and assistant secretary of state? I would have understood if it was Biden or Blinken, not some house nigga fighting his white master's battles. Now, I believe this person was talking about in reference to the president of Niger, who refused to meet with the American delegation when they came down to the country. Now, I think when they came down to the country, it was Ramadan. That was the reason that the president of Niger, you know, gave as to why he refused to meet General Langley. He was like, bro, it's Ramadan. You know, I ain't really with that politics shit right now. I'm chilling. You know, it's Ramadan. Leave me alone, bro. You know, leave me alone, bro. It's Ramadan. You know, go bother somebody else. Now, let's continue. This person said, there is no reason a head of state should be meeting with a general, particularly Michael Langley, who openly talks about recapturing, quote unquote, interests. Now, I've done videos on it in the past. General Langley, listen, he straight up says it up and down. The reason why the United States is in Africa is for access to minerals and to influence the politics on the ground. He straight up says it. He doesn't even come out and, you know, give the company lines, you know, oh, we here to protect, you know, and uphold democracy and freedom and protect the African. No, he just says, listen, we are here to combat the Russians. We are here to access the minerals and the mining concessions. We are here to influence the governments on the ground to make sure they advance Western foreign policy. You know, General Michael Langley, I respect his honesty. You know, I respect the honesty of General Michael Langley. One thing I've always hated about Western diplomats was their dishonesty, their duplicity, their deceitful nature, and their fraudulent attitudes. But, you know, I can respect it when somebody just comes out and just let it be known, like, what the deal is. Like, I can respect that. You know, it's still fuck you, but I can at least respect the honesty, though. Like, I hate guys like, you know, President Macron, you know, always talking about, oh, we just here to help. We love you guys. You know, we love the African. Nigga, you don't love me. You know what I'm saying? But I respect General Langley because he just says it up and down. He keeps it 100. You know, he doesn't come with any treachery or hypocrisy or two-faced, you know, double dealing deception. He just says, listen, I'm here to combat the Russians. I'm here to combat the Chinese. I'm here to get to the minerals. I'm here to influence the government. Like, I respect the honesty. You know, I respect an honest adversary. You know, I hate a deceitful adversary. I hate a deceptive adversary. I hate a treacherous double dealing adversary. You know, a two-faced adversary, a fraudulent adversary. Give me an honest adversary, you know, because I'm coming straight up and down. I tell you what it is, but I respect an honest adversary because now I know how to deal with you. I know how to move with you. I respect that. You know, I respect that. You know, it's still fuck you though, but I respect you though. You know, let's continue. This person said, Ouattara still snitching. Yeah, fuck Ouattara. You know, fuck her. Let's continue. This person said, President Ouattara is happy to meet his double, General Langley. They are both foot soldiers in the service of Western hegemonic powers. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, listen, I'm going to keep an eye on this situation. Do not be surprised in the coming weeks you see that the military that was kicked out of Niger is relocated to Ivory Coast, because that's the same exact thing that happened when the French were driven out of Mali and Burkina Faso. They went next door to Niger. Now the United States has been kicked out of Niger. Now they're trying to go down to Ivory Coast. So they found a cooperative government, and that's really why I say unity and cooperation is so important, because if black men were unified, if the governments on the continent were unified, it wouldn't be so easy for them to simply go, okay, let's go to the guy next door and let's work with him. And that's why I say black men politically, we must maintain a unified front so it cannot be penetrated so easily. That shouldn't even be an option for the adversary to simply go next door or go down to your southern neighbors or your northern neighbors or your eastern or western neighbors in order to work with them to sabotage you. Because now you're vulnerable. Now the United States can use Ivory Coast as a launch pad to sabotage the governments of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And this is off topic, but I actually dropped a video sometime last week entitled, "Why did Haiti invade the Dominican Republic in 1805? And it was a similar situation, because when the French were driven out of Haiti in 1804, they went next door to our eastern neighbors in the Dominican Republic. So that's why the Haitian army had to march into the Dominican capital to go attack the French, because at that point, that's what you have to do. Because if you don't, you're going to be vulnerable. You're going to be vulnerable. You cannot have an adversarial government and adversarial military next door across your border. It doesn't work. That's the same reason why Vladimir Putin decided to invade Ukraine. It just doesn't work, man. It just doesn't work, bro. So I'm going to keep my eye on the situation. I'm going to keep my eye on the developments. And yeah, man, President Alassane Ouattara doing what he always do, twerking that ass for the Western powers, dancing for the Western powers. It's no surprise, man. It's no surprise. But anyways, man, it's your boy Nefikar, the Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.